Rolling! Welcome back to Life is Not a
Hey.
Real.
How
It's
we
Gabbie.
doing? Oh, are we doing that? It's
We always do
Liam.
that.
No, we don't.
We have been.
We've never done that.
We have been, right? We have been.
My brain has not been on. How are you doing?
Great. Actually, not that great. I'm like really tired, but
Grateful.
yeah,
and
always
blessed.
happy.
Well, I think we should talk about.
I love it. Like, getting right into it.
Yeah. So, what's our topic today?
I thought you were going to bring it up. You were like, we should talk
I know,
about.
but I didn't know how to say it, so I was gonna direct it towards you.
Yeah, there's just been a lot going on, and everything's like
I
overwhelming.
think Gabbie just needs 5 minutes to talk about his problems, and then we'll get back into that.
I don't have problems right now. I don't think so. I'm just
tired.
my thing is like everything is just really overwhelming, and I feel like this goes along with our topic.
I have no problems, but he's like,
No, everything's like so overwhelming,
Yeah.
but I feel like that in itself is super aligned with what we wanted to talk about, which is sort of like a bit about sustainability, like sustainable fashion and like overconsumption. There's just a lot going on
no, I agree.
in
and
every industry.
I think this whole topic, I think, sort of got brought up because we go to a lot of events, and there's always a dress code and whatever. And I used to find that every time there was a new event, I would buy an outfit for that event. And I looked back like recently and I was like, holy, it's still 1 minute and crap. Holy poop. I spent a lot of money on clothes that I was only going to wear once. And it made me feel really bad because I'm like, with global warming and everything happening and just this economy, I felt like I was really stupid for doing that.
I used to be really pressured also, like when I started attending events, like same as you. Like I always look for something to buy or something new to have in my outfit for each event. And then I just started getting invited to more and more events. And I was like, this is not happening. Like me getting something new all the time, especially if it's a really themed one where I'm like, whoa, I'm going to get something that I know I'm not going to wear again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a little ridiculous. And I don't know, like for me, I feel like I've gone to this space where it's fine. You can repeat like things in your closet. Like it's
I
normal.
repeat all the time.
It's like, and now I also love like seeing it even in other creators, like even other influencers that I love their content. I love seeing like certain pieces that they keep repeating because, like, oh, that's their favorite. Like seeing it. And I'm like, if I feel that way, seeing it in other people's content, then probably like my audience feels the same way. Like it's so fun. Like it's a little bit more relatable. Like, oh, they see like, I love these pair of shoes or like, I love these like shirts or jackets or whatever. And they recognize it in a few posts. It's just,
Yeah. I think my whole thing now. So I used to like, I told you at the beginning of the year that 2024 was a year we don't follow gimmicks or trends anymore. And I think when I started like figuring out my style, I realized that like rather than just buying random things and going with trends, I'd either rather make the trend myself or just wear pieces that I don't know, like I want to start investing in pieces that I can wear for a really long time.
yeah.
Because I think especially with Instagram and social media, everyone feels the need to like show off every
Every little new thing
has to be, or it has to be like a look, or there has to be, you have to follow the trend to get the views or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm now realizing that, you know what? That is just such a waste because I look back at my feed and I was like, oh, why did I do this? Because it was so not
Those are also
me.
the kinds of people that like years from now when they're gonna see their feed and they're gonna see like their old photos, they're like, oh my god, who is this? Like they just don't resonate with that style. And like I feel like style is so personal, so you can't just keep hopping on any and every trend. Also, I think it involves a lot more creativity when you like have just one piece, a certain piece that you will style a lot of different ways. Like
And
it's
that's
really
what you're-
challenging yourself,
Yeah,
right?
that's what you're saying about like when you see your favorite creator and they're like wearing the same outfit, or no, not the same outfit, but certain
Same
pieces. There's so many ways to style something. And
It's
I think,
inspiring when you're like, wow, like they wore that one, let's say that one blazer or whatever, so many different ways.
like how many times have I worn that cos blazer? Like, but there's so many different ways to style it. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, and I think that's why like, especially when talking about it again when I went to New York and I was figuring out like what I wanted to shop for.
Yeah.
I wanted to So like for key pieces, like more designer level things that I could wear for a really long time and style differently.
It's like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think as you get older, I'm not saying we're like really old or whatever. Like
Well, someone
you know what I
called
mean?
me a
As you-
fucking 40 years. Someone was like, he looks like a 40-year-old white man.
it's the lighting, you guys.
Okay, I'm white.
Some people
but
like
I'm
are
not
complaining about
40.
how we look, but like it's honestly the lighting, and also we don't like show up in like full glam in our podcast. We're just like
No
whatever.
glam. Did you glam?
No.
It's like I don't glam unless I have a shoot. Like I'm not a glam
Same.
person.
Unless I have like a huge event or whatever. But anyway, I'm not saying that we're like really old or whatever, but definitely as we've been growing up. No, because people might be like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Like as you grow older. But like as we grew up, like I feel like we started getting into fashion at a young age. So we're lucky that we got to be more experimental and started to like develop our personal style early on. But as you grow older, you really realize that you just know like the kinds of pieces that you resonate with, style that you resonate with. And it's easier to like go through, sift through like
Yeah.
the many collections that come out.
And it's just, I don't know, I think overconsumption, like people feel the need to buy everything nowadays, or like, and like I'm honestly like, I support myself. Like I'm really trying not to spend all my money on clothes, but I do like, I don't know, I feel like every piece that I buy now has a story attached to it, and that makes dressing up like so much more fun. Cause like I know exactly where I've bought every single thing, when I've worn it, because there's more meaning behind the clothes over just like wearing and showing off. You know, like I don't know, when I shop now, I do love a good like designer piece, but I find the pieces that don't even have the logo on it because I just want to feel good. I want to make sure the quality is good. I want to make sure that in 10 years I can still wear that piece.
Yeah. And it's also like not saying that you can't buy new things. It's like you were talking about Fashion Week. Like obviously I bought new looks to wear, but then like let's say like fall, what collection was that? Okay, like it was like maybe fall winter to like the spring summer stuff that were there for my season. There's a lot. Like there's so many things that I would be like, I love that. I'd love to wear it. But then I really was just thinking, okay, what are the pieces that after Paris I can imagine myself wearing, like mixing and matching day to day. Right?
Well, when I wore that coat to the cost show, the costume was like, are you ever going to wear that coat again? I'm like,
Of course.
I will travel to a cold country just to wear it. Don't worry about it.
And I have things that like, thinking about it, I have like things that I've owned since like high school that are so with me that I
Yeah.
can still wear. That's like the power of like a really good quality piece or like a very good classic staple. They will really last forever.
Do you feel like you have like a staple, like, well, I think for me at least, like I have a staple like uniform that I wear like every day. And that's why I make sure that those quality pieces are good because I tend to wear the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Casually. Obviously, when we have like events and stuff, that changes. But do you think you have like a certain, just like, what's your go-to?
I think
like,
I do.
thing?
Like I always
Is it what you
pretty
wore
much looked
yesterday?
at- yeah. What I wore yesterday. Oh my god, you know what's really funny? So like when I'm off duty vibes, like literally like whatever, we just went to do a little pull out.
We do not dress up
Yeah,
crazily
I'm like,
every day.
I'm just in like in a
It's not
t-shirt and
sustainable.
jeans. Like usually it's like some kind of like a human made t-shirt. And then and my favorite pair of jeans are actually like Uniqlo. It's the collaboration with Ines de la Fressange. They're just like these wide jeans. They're like pleated, like a little high-waisted. I just love them. They're super comfy. And then I'll wear like sneakers.
Wait, sort of same. So I love Uniqlo denim,
comfy.
honestly. But like lately, Levi's sent me a few pieces, which I love Levi's. Been a big fan of Levi's, worked with them. We went to Coachella and stuff before. But I think nowadays I love like simple, basic pieces that have a little bit of like oomph to it. So like I think I'm wearing them now. These are Levi's jeans. Well, you can see it
Lift
on my
your leg.
You can see it on my Instagram, but they have like a little flare at the bottom.
I love that.
So like I try to find pieces that are basic that I can wear every day, but still have that sense of like, oh, okay, like he's stylish. There's some sort
Yeah.
of more purpose to it. Or like I have these like Jenny Gentle Monster glasses, and they seem very simple, but they're brown, which I don't really have a lot of brown shades. And there's like this little like space in between the ears, and so like those little things sort of put the outfit together better without it being like crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's not sustainable also to dress up crazily every day. And maybe some people do.
Also, some
But
days you
that's-
just don't feel like, putting on like a bunch of layers.
Just
You
want to go
wanna
out and get
be-
my Shake Shack
Yeah,
in
you just
peace.
want to be chill.
But you want to
like-
look put together.
Yeah.
So I think always finding like a good pair of like jeans or pants that just fit well, And I think that's the most important thing. They just have to fit.
I think
really,
when you're
really well.
starting with your like building your wardrobe, you sort of like want to revolve it around really, really good basics, like the ones that fit you well, the ones that are good
like
quality,
a good black tee,
like the tee, like
You know?
white t-shirt, black t-shirt, good pair of jeans, blazer, like like you can really. Those are the things that are gonna last almost forever in your wardrobe, and like trends come and go, but then those are like the staples that I would say, like put a little bit more money into it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna wear that a lot.
Like I don't know, traveling a lot, like going to Europe and the States. I realized that that's sort of the mindset for a lot of people abroad. Like I don't know, like now that I follow more like European and like influencers abroad, I feel like they're super like they were never on any of these gimmicks.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a very Asian thing. No shade or whatever. But like I don't know, like when you post something on Instagram, you want to like, I would never try to like dress someone I'm not just to like for good engagement.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know where I'm going with this. Do you get where I'm going with this?
I know what you mean.
Like I think people here do it for the gram.
There's
and
a lot
not
of there's a lot of micro trends also now,
Do you get
which is
it?
what you're saying. So it's sort of like
I think
really
I need a little
difficult.
Lay's break. Not sponsored.
I mean, like what Liam was
This
saying, it's
from
just so
Lila.
hard to sort of like sift through the many trends. And then we see it now like on social media, especially honestly when TikTok popped off, like all the trends are super fast paced. Like there'd be coconut girl, there'd be like
What's coconut
coquette,
girl?
whatever. Exactly. Now people don't even dress like that anymore. It was
Do you
during the
know what
pandemic,
coconut
and then
girl is?
everyone was dressing up freaking like Shein and Shopee. Honestly, you don't even have to censor that. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? And then like these are things that would like break after one wear, and then just so that they can. Oh my gosh, I have like a really good example. Do you know when House of Sunny was so in? Then people were like buying dupes of House of Sunny. Like they were wearing it for like literally 1 week in 2021. And then after that, they never wore it again.
Ooh.
Well, because it was so trendy. You know what I mean?
Luckily, I don't follow trends, so.
So yeah,
Have I succumbed to a trend?
there are
Oh.
trends that I love.
This really, 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 really annoyed me. So I'm getting triggered. I've always, like, before I changed up my style to when I matured and I started doing more neutrals, more basics, I used to love a good, like, little crop moment or, like, very Y2K style. Never said that my style was Y2K. I just dressed like that, maybe because that's, like, my generation. But when people started being like, oh, let's do Y2K. I don't know, that pissed me off. I think I've been wanting to say this for like a year.
I think trends are annoying when it's like a whole look. Do you know what I mean? Like trends, let's say like pieces like mini bag trend or whatever. Like
I
fine,
went
'cause,
to
like,
maybe
you can sort of like stand
20
your own
Y2K
way.
theme parties.
But when
last
they
year.
make the trend like it's the whole look and theme and it's a whole aesthetic, that's when it becomes like annoying. Because you don't want to like make it your whole look. Like I love when trends are just like little items, little pieces, because you can still sort of make it your own. You can incorporate it in your own style.
Like you and your little bag charms.
I know. I love like
You have
a
them
bag
today?
charm. No, I
Hmm?
don't have any. But I actually love bag
Never
charms.
mind.
And I feel like bag charms are such a fun trend because there's like so many different bag charms that you can get that reflect your own style. And some people don't even like buy bag charms. They're just like actual things that they have that already that they hang up on their like bags.
And that's
is
how you
cute.
can be sustainable. You know, like I'm not saying you guys should not spend on these trends. I just think be
more
mindful.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
Very demure.
But you know what else? Because I love that we brought up that like we like Uniqlo, we like all these things because some people think like, oh, in order to be sustainable, do I have to be into like these brands that are like so pricey or like very like designer? But for me, I've always said I think like being sustainable in fashion isn't where you shop, it's how you shop. It's really like, you know what I mean?
Use that as the TikTok thing. That's so good.
Like it's if you're buying, let's say, like designer like Louis Vuitton, but you're throwing it away after every season. That's not sustainable either. That's not being a
Gabbie, do you
mindful
do that?
consumer. No, I literally wear like old season things for years and years.
So you just have to find things that you know that like I'm at the age now where we're still sort of young, but also like in a few years we'll be like maybe mid 30s. So like I find pieces that okay, like it's not embarrassing to wear later on.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you ever buy like secondhand pre-owned things or even like vintage? I feel like we want to get into that.
Vintage,
I do
yeah.
know the answer. But
So I used to be a very big fan of vintage. And I still do shop vintage, but maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe don't have time. I like a good curated vintage.
because like you're not there anymore to like have to go
Because I'm
through
not looking for these
everything.
trends
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm just looking for curated pieces that I can wear.
Yeah.
And I'd rather spend more. In terms of designer, I would usually rather save more money and then invest in something that's new. Because to me that feels more personal and stuff. Because that's something I do. Like if it's a bag, I'm gonna have it for the rest of my life. But I do like, and I don't know, I think because I don't buy like secondhand like bags, I end up being more mindful about the purchase, and I know that purchase I'm gonna have for years.
Yeah.
Like I bought like a few Bottega bags like 6-7 years ago, and I wear them daily. They're like my babies, and I literally use them every day. And because I was so mindful about that purchase, you know? And there's no problem with ukaying. I don't know. For me, there's a different feeling between like investing in something. And obviously not everyone has that budget, you know? But I don't have that budget either, but I save to buy things that I really, really want.
Yeah. I honestly buy wherever. Sometimes I shop on Vestiaire. I've shared this on TikTok. I bought like a Prada sweater on Vestiaire, tag still attached for like $200. You know what I mean? Like if you are sort of patient enough to like look around, you're actually gonna find some really good deals. Like
Yeah.
imagine that's like a really good cashmere sweater. So it's like
And I'm not
that's such a
saying
steal.
I never do it before the hate comes. Like with clothes and stuff I do sometimes. There's something about a bag. I don't know. To me, bags are very personal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they're
I know what
really
you
like my
mean.
baby. And so it's more like a bag thing. It's not like clothes I still buy, but again, like
I'm actually
I don't
thinking
feel
I
the
don't
need
have
to
any
tag.
like secondhand bags, but certain ones like I'd buy vintage because like they're not in production.
yeah, if they're not in
anymore.
production
You know what I
and
mean?
stuff.
But like
But like you get my whole
I
thing.
know what you mean. You know what I also think of? Like, because people always talk about bags being an investment because they last forever. I always think like, okay, if
Dude,
I'm gonna
bitches are not gonna sell it after. And how
No,
good
yeah.
are you gonna
And
have
also
to
if I'm
keep it
gonna-
in?
if I'm gonna buy brand new versus buying it already used, like yes, like the longevity of the bag and all that, but that bag already went through like a lifetime. It's not gonna last us long.
Lifetime.
It's not gonna last us long with me. Do you get me? Because I'm already in its second
Well,
life
you
cycle.
also
I'm already
are
in its
not the
second life
best
cycle.
at keeping.
Yeah.
For
Oh my
sure.
gosh, you guys want to know? Like, I'm not actually the best person with my things, so I never answer comments where like make a video on how to care for your whatever. I don't care for them.
No, but honestly, I'm not the
I
best at
literally do
caring either.
not. Like,
I also believe that like with shoes, you know how people will buy shoes and never wear them because they're like, oh, it's too dirty. I think clothes are meant to be worn.
yeah.
You know, and so
And
like
accessories and
obviously I'm
everything
not throwing my freaking Bottega bag
on the
wherever,
ground,
but I'm also like,
not babying them.
yeah, and because I think it's my little baby, I can do whatever I want with my
Yeah.
baby Bottega bag, you know?
I probably like am careful with it for the first like 2 days, 3 days, and then after it's like, shh.
Once I spill something on it, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not new now. Can't resell it.
No, but that's what I thought about bags also, why I don't regularly buy secondhand. So obviously, if it's not within your budget, then that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, it's okay. But then what I was getting to when I was talking about like buying secondhand and stuff, it's like sometimes you'll see like, let's say a Zara jacket for like over $200 and then you can get a Prada at $200 on Vestiaire. That's
It's
when,
also-
yeah, that's when you have to be a bit more like, you know,
I'm choking on them.
checking all your
Chips.
options because sometimes the easiest option is not always the best option.
I think also just like shopping smart.
Yeah.
And luckily, like, I don't have. Can you see the chips in my teeth now?
No, I don't see it.
I think shopping smart is just so important. And luckily, I don't have the biggest. Actually, I'm not the biggest shopper. I used to be because I felt like I wanted to have that like adrenaline rush and be like, oh my God, I'm so cool holding all these bags. And now I'm like, if I really don't want something, I'm not going to buy it. Maybe because I'm like paying for everything with my own money. So I'm a little stricter with what I buy, but I really don't feel that like rush anymore.
I realize also like people end up buying impulsively when they sort of just go to shop without like an agenda.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like me, like okay,
like I don't go shopping for fun anymore. I'm going
obviously
because I
I'm
need
like
something.
hella obsessed with like fashion, so then I'm always like aware with what's out there and what's available. So then because that's in my consciousness all the time, then I sort of like am able to filter out and know what I'm into. So when I actually go to the store, I already know everything that they have.
Like I go in somewhere knowing exactly what I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy, and the 10 different events or types of places that I'm gonna wear.
Like if you're like sort of not like you just make like a bit more of an effort to do a little bit of research, search like the current collections and know what's there. Because if not, like I know someone like they're gonna go to the store and like they don't know anything, and the essay's like what gonna fool them into buying like a last season item that's about to go on sale, and then like you buy it like maybe a day or two before it goes on sale. That's so sad.
I love a good sale.
Me too. Like I'm obsessed with sales. That's when I'm sort of like not. I'm a little bit more impractical.
You know, I never
because
really
I get
buy at
swayed by
Zara.
like sales.
Yeah, so I barely buy. I think I've bought like 4 pieces from Zara ever. I don't know. I just like don't like things that, again, very trendy things that other people have. I've bought it all on sale. It's all like 400 pesos each.
I know sales are actually crazy. You should super wait.
So I think
Even
No,
designer
I-
ready to wear.
Oh yeah.
Like don't buy it full price unless you really, really need it now or want it so badly.
No, I think that's why like shopping smart is so important, and like being mindful. And like nowadays I don't have that rush of like, oh my God, like I need to buy stuff. Like I recently like had like a closet sale, and I looked through all my racks of clothes and literally like took out like 2 racks. And I think at first I thought like, oh, it makes me cooler when I can wake up and see all the racks of clothes, but none of those clothes I was actually wearing,
Yeah.
you know?
And you're like wearing probably like a few pieces like on rotation. It's like what are the
What's
rest of
the
these
point?
clothes doing here?
It's just to make it look like cool.
like woo, you
Oh,
have
wow,
so
you have
much
so many
clothes.
clothes.
Your wardrobe's huge.
But when I was like, I was struggling actually to find like outfits to wear because I didn't have proper basics. They were all like very gimmicky things. And obviously some things were like sentimental and stuff, but some like I hadn't worn in 3 years. So like we never give advice. But I think one good advice is like every like 6 months, go through your closet
and see what you're actually wearing and what you're
and
not.
you can actually sell things. And like fashion is meant to be like, obviously there are pieces that you're gonna want to keep forever and things that aren't your style anymore.
Yeah.
But like you can sell them, donate them, and then like bring in more things. And I feel like that's fun. Like I love a good influencer closet sale. Like no, but it honestly made me feel a lot better about myself. Like now I can comfortably say that like
What's your
I know
like,
every piece in my closet.
what's your like limit to like, oh, how long I haven't worn it? And then, you know, like what would you say is like a decent amount of time for you to say like, okay, I haven't worn it in this long, so it's time to let go?
So my fake answer is 1 year, but my real answer I'd say is 3 years. Because there's some things I really like.
There's some things that you kind of forget.
You
also.
forget about it, but like sometimes like oh, for example, on our gay episode, I wore that All
Our gay
Saints.
episode.
I wore that All Saints thing. There's no way I was gonna sell that shirt. Like it's very meaningful. It was like my
Mhm.
first Pride in LA and stuff. But I did end up using it again. And I also know that it's good quality. It's gonna last. It's All Saints. I'm not gonna sell it on Carousel for like 200 pesos.
Yeah.
No one's gonna. No.
Oh, that's another place.
You know?
So many people sell things on Carousel. It's just sort of like difficult to sift through what's real and what's fake.
I also
Like I get really scared.
The thing
'cause
is, I'll
sometimes they're
sell
so
some
cheap.
things brand new that I like impulsively bought for like say 5K, and then they'll be like, "Can we have it for 500 pesos
That's so weird.
with tags
Oh my gosh,
and the
that's
box?"
so true.
It's like,
I've also sold on Carousel and they're like actually insane with their haggling.
no,
Like to the point that
And
it's
then
low-key offensive.
They'll make it like
it's
500
disrespectful
pesos
already.
and they'll be like, can we get free shipping? I'm like, so I'm making 100 pesos off of this. I'm like, that is such a great deal.
But what are some of your favorite places to shop for like less? You know what I mean? Like discounted or secondhand, vintage or whatever. Ross.
No.
That's
Well,
the thing. Like in the
here-
States, there's so many places like that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Ross.
And you can find really
like
good
at TJ
deals.
Maxx.
And you know what? Honestly,
Oh my God, just it's super
Okay, go
random. I just
first.
remember. Like it's super
What?
random. But I remember I saw a freaking TikTok mutual. He found like
Oh, I
speed
know what you're
cats for
talking about,
super
yeah.
cheap. And was that a Ross or like a TJ Maxx? But that was crazy.
they weren't even available in the Philippines yet.
Yeah.
It's already in Ross.
Like it was like sold out here or whatever. But it's so fun. Like it's always so fun to find a good steal or a deal. And there's so many places also in Manila that you can find them.
I super prioritize quality. It's shopping here.
Sometimes there are.
Well, because I'm trying to be like unique. I don't shop here as often. But if I do shop, sorry, I'm like eating. This is really gross. I love its vintage.
I love archives.
I love archives.
Archives.
Actually,
A few years
sometimes
ago,
they do
I
like
did
a 90.
video-
They do a 90% off
Yeah.
sale.
I did a video on archives like
Mhm.
on my TikTok like 3 years ago or something when I was really new on TikTok. And it kind of blew up because like, I didn't know, a lot of people didn't know about it. And they were like so shocked. They were like, what? Dior jacket for like 80% off? Like, yeah, I mean, the sizes are limited, but if you are a little bit more patient to go through it and you befriend the people in store, they'll viber you when there's new things.
Hey, Gio.
I love archives. I also
Um,
love like, do you guys know like 158 Designers Boulevard? I mean, they're not always the best. It depends on the location.
Wait, is that still open? I haven't been there in like
I
years.
literally bought. I wore what I wore on our first episode was from there. It's like a Ralph Lauren like crochet knit shirt for
Wait,
like
where's the
60%
location now?
off Central Square. But they have a lot. But the one in Central Square, there's like Jimmy Choo's for like more than half off.
No, that's why I think we do have some good places. You just have to know about it and like be patient. Like the worst thing you can do is go in on an impulse and like regret something. That's I'm very like
Yeah.
strategic now. Like when I go abroad, and obviously that's when I'm like willing to spend more. I go abroad and I like for the first 3 days I go around and scope out.
Like don't shop yet.
Yeah, I scope out, and then on my last few days, when I figure out like what my real budget is, because I've spent probably a lot on like Ubers and food, that's when I make my purchases,
Yeah.
and then I can. It's safe to say that I've been
You
very
never shop on
content,
your first day.
because that's when you're like, fuck yeah,
Unless you're pressed
I'm
for
rolling.
time.
I have so much money.
Unless you're only there for like
Yeah.
a really short
I'd be
while and then that's your only free day, then fine. But like usually if you're in a place for like a few days or even like a week, like don't shop on your first day because you don't know what you're gonna see. When I was younger, I used to be so excited to shop and then I'd regret it because I'd see something I like more.
Yeah. So I'm very like, I don't know. I think now that I'm truly more into fashion, like it's not just like I'm more purposeful with what I wear, how I shop, and like I sort of like feel connected to my clothes a lot more.
It's really
You
fun
know?
when like there's a story, especially when it's a more like what you say, like a bag, like something that will last forever. Because like they sort of become like these memories also. Like for me, I like shopping when I'm on trips. So sometimes I'll see a bag and I'm like, oh, I remember when I was in like Osaka or whatever because of this bag.
Do you have like clear favorites in your closet that like you never want to give up?
Yeah. I'm thinking of one right now and I'm sure
I have
you
a
know
few
it.
I'm wearing.
I like have these like Margiela sneakers that I
Oh my god, no, nah.
They're like literally so
You
disgusting.
literally asked. Didn't you ask me last week? Should I throw them away?
No, because there was like a video of like friends like roasting each other's closet, and then the other friend told the others like, "Oh, these shoes that you have to throw away." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sure Liam thinks the same of my Margielas because I literally cannot give them up. I can't stop wearing them. I love them, and they're so worn now that they're like the comfiest thing ever. And like people used to say like, "Oh, the Margiela replicas are not comfy," but then because mine are so
Because you've worn
worn,
them in.
so bad, they're so comfy. I forgot when I bought them, but like, I still remember I bought them in like Tokyo.
What do I like?
Also, I can't find a replacement for them. Like that are the perfect because everything is like splattered differently, so they don't all look the same. I just love the way mine was splattered. I can't find any more. Like I can't find a nice one.
What do I
now.
love? Oh, I love this hoodie. It's from Acne. It's like a crop moment.
A staple.
If you see me in the airport, I'm wearing this like 100%.
Yeah.
I love that it's crop but not too crop. It's very lightweight, very good quality. And you can just tell that it's a black plain hoodie. A lot of people won't know, but if you know it's Acne, you'll be like, ooh.
Yeah.
What else do I like? My Bottega bags, they've been through like everything with me. And fuck, what's the name? There's a really good place in Melbourne. It's a jeans place, and they basically you go in, you pick your jean, and they customize it for you, and they alter it within 30 minutes.
That's so cool.
And so I used to wear those jeans before I was like really into fashion, and I had more pairs of denim. I used to just wear those every day, and it's been like 8 years, and they're still like.
Speaking of altering, I just want to
vibing.
say like sometimes you can find something that's like maybe not exactly your size, but you know, if it's really good, if it's at a really good price and it's really good quality also, just get it and get it altered. I've had things like that where I'm like, oh, it's a size too big, 2 sizes too big, but then it was such a good deal, like really intense sale, like maybe it was like a Saint Laurent or whatever, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna get it altered, and oh, they've lasted for so long, and I love
You
them.
know, like one thing people don't realize, like especially like Hollywood celebrities, every piece of clothing that they wear is altered or made specifically for them, and that's why everything fits so
yeah,
well.
like fits like a glove.
And so like I think learning about alteration and knowing like, okay, like what can I do to make it fit better, look better, is so important. Obviously, like I don't have the energy for that all the time, but when you find a good pair of jeans and you just need to like alter them a little, it makes such a big frigging difference.
Yeah, like I always have to alter like the length because I'm not that tall. So usually like it's a little bit too long for me.
And a lot of stores now have like in-store alterations, like Uniqlo.
Like
That's
Uniqlo.
why I love
Wow, this
Uniqlo
episode
pants.
is so like Uniqlo pushing. But
No, 'cause
actually,
it's
no,
true.
they're actually great. And I know that like Uniqlo technically is a fast fashion brand. And that's what we're saying. It's not always about the brand. But like Uniqlo releases really good staples.
I'm not gonna name like their good collections because that's just like too hard selling. You can find
Uniqlo
it out.
C. No, I actually love Uniqlo C.
I love Uniqlo.
And, like,
C.
Uniqlo
I missed
U.
their event.
The funny thing is like some people are like, huh, I thought Uniqlo is just all Uniqlo. No, that's why
I
you have
love-
to be a
I
bit
love
more
their Marni
discerning. I love the Marni collab.
I only
They
got-
never came out with it again. Like it was only like
Yeah.
what, 1 or 2 years.
I got the blue pants. I should have gone the yellow also.
I got
super
this like,
annoyed.
oh my gosh, you probably have seen me wear this.
Oh, and
so
I
my
have
dad's
the baklava.
the dark green suit. Everyone always asks like, where's that from? And I'm like, no, it's Marni Uniqlo, literally.
What
and
else?
it's
They had
so
their I have these
comfy.
JW Anderson Uniqlo pants that actually I need to get altered.
Okay, but my favorite collab, and I think it was on for like a really long time, like I think almost 10 years.
Because you know sometimes the
was
collabs.
Inessa Versace.
Because sometimes people don't
love it,
know the
'cause they're so
designer and they don't buy
staple.
it, but it's
Like Inessa Versace, she's not like the most
Yeah.
popular designer ever, but then
I
the
don't
stuff
think
she
she's
would,
popular in general.
You're so mean.
Joke.
but the stuff she came out with were super like things that would last forever in your wardrobe. Like I wear them so much. Like I have that little like varsity jacket, and
No, and,
I
like,
wear them so
the
much.
thing is, like, Statement pieces I love, and I just like style them differently or bring it out like every like twice a year, and it still creates that same impact.
it's like
Just-
be a little creative with it, and you can wear it so many different ways. Like, but then it's true. Like, you need to have the time. Like, sometimes I don't have the time.
Or sometimes
to think
just
about
black and white the photo.
it.
Literally, I've worn like colorful things
No,
and
but
just black and
You know,
white.
because sometimes
black
like
and
there's
white of the
people at
photo.
events that ask me like, where do you get all these outfits to wear to all these events? And I'm like, if you pay attention a little bit, I'm actually
You were
repeating these
re-wearing.
things. And she was like, I could never. I'm gonna tell you later who it is. But I'm like, you
Ooh.
don't have to keep buying something all the time. Like I'll wear this jacket. I'm not kidding. I bought this. I'm gonna tell you where it is. It's from Bicester Village. I got it at like more than like 60-70% off. It's Saint Laurent. Super old. Like I bought this when I was in college. I've worn this so many ways. I wore it at a Mont Blanc event. I wore it today. I wear it traveling. I've worn it to another event. And I do not
Exactly.
care. Like if you recognize it, like it's
That's
really
the
good
point,
quality.
you know?
You shouldn't care.
That's why I love like. I don't know if you guys follow like Bethany Frankel on TikTok.
I love
But she's the
Bethany Frankel.
queen of like reusing dresses and stuff and like jewelry and stuff. And it's just like she's such a fucking vibe.
I know that's like my bio on like Raya. Like I'm a serial outfit repeater. Serial outfit repeater for a living.
Guys, go find him on Raya.
I haven't opened the app in so long.
Same.
I actually should
I think
cancel my
one of- I think
subscription.
one
with
of
how
my
long it
only-
hasn't been opened.
Fun fact: one of people in Raya like never talk. It's just weird. Anyways, my first swipe was Gabbie because he like when I got approved, which I got approved in like one day, by the way, which is like I feel like an all-time record.
I love that you have to be like one day.
Yeah, but like I was like looking, and there's no one in the Philippines, so I was like, oh, Gabbie. That was funny.
But yeah, okay, that was so off topic. But like, I mean, there's no shame in your game to like outfit repeat. You know what I mean? It's 2024. It's not shameful
more gimmicks.
anymore.
No more gimmicks. I'm just over it. Like I've been saying this for years. Like trends are cool, but make it your own. You know, like remember that Gucci T-shirt,
Which one?
the one, the logo.
Okay, I think I know what you mean.
Or like we were in Loewe the other day, and it's like the frigging tank. Saw it everywhere, and it's just like.
To be fair though, the Loewe tank, I
Okay.
would say it's like
No,
you can wear it a lot of ways.
I really like it.
I used to be a tank top hater, like designer tank top hater because they were so expensive. And then I bought the Prada one because I don't know, I just really wanted to wear it for this one thing. And I was like, wow, I've worn it so much to the point
Yeah.
that like it's getting a little embarrassing. But you know what I mean? Like actually you can wear it so many different ways. So I'm now a designer tank top defender. Like if you're gonna buy, if it's your first time buying like designer ready to wear, I'd actually say a designer tank top is the way to go.
Not a
you'll get
Gucci
your
logo
money's
shirt.
worth.
Even though like I love Gucci, I just think there are better things. Or like, I think just what we're saying is like invest in like things that you really, because you truly like it. If that's your style, then get it, but don't get it because other people are like
Yeah.
buying it.
Not
you
just because
know?
of that. Like you need to know what works for you.
And I feel like that's something you posted once. I don't think you can post that again. That's like a hard
which
like
one?
no. Like the
Something
Gucci,
that-
like
oh,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
very intense like that, you know?
Or just know if you're the kind of person that's like, oh, I get conscious, then maybe it's not the time to be like shopping
Yeah.
for something that distinct.
Do you find that you invest more in ready to wear or do you invest more in like bags?
To be honest, like now, I'd say it's almost equal, but I definitely am able to justify the like a bag's price tag more than ready to wear.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes I'll like this jacket and I'm like, wait, but that's like the price of a bag from wherever.
I'd rather invest in a bag 100%. And like I think one thing I do now is like I'm a very casual dresser a lot of the times and I literally will wear black t-shirt, black jeans.
With like a
Like-
cute bag.
And then like but my statement piece is my bag.
But I
you
think what I
know?
also have to say is like the bags, like a lot of times, like the brands put their bags on a pedestal so they don't go on sale. But the ready to wear actually does. And so that's why like I'm a bit more careful with ready to wear. Because sometimes like, oh, I really love this jacket. But
It will
I'll
always
think,
go
like,
on sale.
yeah, like, you know, maybe it won't sell out and it'll be on sale towards the end of the season. And it's still a piece that I would want to wear
Mhm.
at the end of the season. Like, you know what I mean? It's not something that's exactly trendy. So that's when you're like, you know, practice a bit of patience.
Patience is a virtue, and unfortunately, I don't have patience.
Is it time for a game? Is there anything else you want to share, nuggets of wisdom, or do we want to play a game? What is going on? You're
Wait, did I
literally
tell them
fully
how I got these
snacking.
chips?
Share the story of where
So
those
we're
chips are
in my
actually
manager's
from.
office, and they're PR boxes, and I was like, "Ooh, whose boxes are these?" Lila Alcacid. I'm so sorry, I stole your chips, but I did message you. But I don't have my phone, so I don't know if she's like really mad. Love you. Happy engagement. I didn't tell anyone, by the way.
Until
Wait,
this is out.
No,
Are you
it's
cutting
out
this?
now. But I didn't tell. I didn't even tell my mom. When you posted, it's like, "Oh, mom, Leela's engaged."
Okay, anyway, it's game time.
So today's game is going to be done it or haven't, and they're also anchored or related to the topic for this episode. So the first one is swapping and borrowing clothes with someone you know.
Oh my god, all the time. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with it. I borrow, my brothers and I share clothes also.
I borrow from Gabbie, borrow from my mom. borrow from everyone. Like, I think that's a good way. Like, especially when you have these like specific events, there's no shame in like borrowing people's clothes and like, or even pulling it out as well. Like,
I mean, there's even like rental places now, right? So what's so
Yeah.
wrong with borrowing? You're doing it for free.
well, not ever. Some people have a fee in a month, but like, there's also like, what is it, Vestido?
No, I'm saying like if you're borrowing it from a
continuing-
friend,
yeah.
you're doing it for free.
Free,
It's
yeah.
like the rental service, but
Yeah.
for free. So what's wrong with it?
Yeah,
It's
and
fine.
I think why spend when you can like borrow? You know, obviously you don't want to abuse, but like I think it's a better way than to spend, and it's just not worth it. You know, yeah. Unless like if you're gonna borrow it like and then wear it like 20 times, then I feel like just buy it now. But if it's for one event,
Yeah. No.
yeah.
You can just borrow. It's fine.
Being an outfit repeater where you wear the same clothes in the same style for different occasions.
I've
I feel
definitely
like
done
that's
that,
Me
but
sometimes. Like,
no, like you know, sometimes you just go through phases where you want to wear the exact same thing, and then you get so out of it, and then you're like, okay, I'm over it.
it's
I feel
like,
like
having
that's
little
me.
eras. That's definitely me. Sometimes when I'm obsessed with a certain like look, I'll keep wearing it.
Like I'm in my sledgers era. I really am. I wear these loafers. Like you go through different phases, and that's what I love because like I look back, especially on my feet now, and I'm like, I can totally, I know what era I was in, you know, and I think that's, yeah, I love a good
That's
era.
yeah.
I'm in my sledgers era, and it's not even sponsored. I just truly like. I love their shoes, and Gabby likes their shoes also now.
Yes.
Donating clothes you no longer use.
Yeah.
Which I couldn't hear
100%.
off my chewing.
Donating clothes that you no longer use.
Oh, yeah,
Of
100%.
course. If it's not like serving you anymore, like why are you hoarding it when you could actually donate it and somebody would appreciate it?
So there's certain things I donate, some things I sell, and even when I sell my clothes, sometimes I'll sell it at a super 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 cheap price, even though I'd love the money. But I do it because sometimes like certain people can't afford certain brands and stuff, and like
Mhm.
when I feel like I've used the item enough or like it's not my style anymore, donating it or like selling it at a cheaper, like a super cheap rate makes that person so happy because that's something they could normally not afford. And that's why like I've met a lot of my followers and stuff at
Sales.
like the different influencer sales, and they've been like, oh my god, like I saw that on your Instagram, I wanted to buy it, but it's so
a scene
mahal.
on Liam. A scene on Instagram.
So that is very nice. And sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? Have it for like 100 pesos. Like I just, you know, and they're so happy, you know? So like you never know. Like clothes can really make an impact and make people happy. And so I usually do that. Like hopefully Good Gang has me back because
For
I love Good
sure.
Gang. Yeah, I'm gonna message Kush.
Next.
Next is mending or repairing old clothes that you have instead of buying new ones for an event.
Repairing clothes?
Yeah. If it's like fixable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
But
depends.
I'm also really
like
fucking
what if it's a
lazy.
little loose thread or something? Or like a
Yeah.
button that fell up. Like, hello, you can just have that sewn.
But I also think that like I try and buy clothes that like hopefully don't do that. But sometimes expensive things do that. And
the
like
button is the most annoying because it happens to every brand. It doesn't matter.
and you know
like,
what? I also throw
it's
away
from,
the
like,
extra
Chanel
buttons.
or-
There's no way I keep those buttons.
I actually keep them, but then I misplace them a lot. But like, I try to keep them.
Yeah, but like that's so much more sustainable, you know? Like I,
I
just
know.
don't think you
But
should
some
be
things are so good. I just need to plug. So I know some of you guys freaking hate Alexander Wang. So, but I have Alexander Wang.
Didn't we
with
just talk about how
crystals.
I ran away?
I know,
from
but I have
him?
Alexander Wang jeans with like crystals on them at the bottom. So like I'd be really scared a little bit, like walking with them. I might rub off on the floor. But like one night I was like really drunk, so I was not being careful with it. And I remember being like, woo, whatever, like going. And I'm pretty sure that my
Like
jeans
rolling on the
like
floor as
rub,
well?
no, not rolling on the floor,
Oh.
but like I did not give a Okay, it's not. I didn't give a shit. So I
It's
got
not even
home-
cursing.
Shit is cursing.
Shit's not
It
cursing.
is, right? Guys, it is. It's
Does
considered.
it count?
It counts. You can't do that in the first minute or whatever. Anyway, I got home. All the crystals were intact.
In
Amazing.
fairness.
I was like, wait, quality on
Question:
point.
if you saw him in person, would you flight or fight?
I think like flight. I'm sorry. I feel like I'd also flight.
Yeah,
A little creepy. Vibes.
dark cloud, but like nice jeans.
But like good for your quality.
yeah.
Researching a clothing brand before making a purchase.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
For sure. Especially like there's so many brands popping up now. So you can't expect everyone to know every
Yeah.
brand from the get-go. So there's brands where I'm like, oh, it's actually cute, but I want to search more about it. Because there's also misleading brands on Instagram. Be careful, you guys. There are like brands that I get ads of, and then they try to look
my
like
God.
super like good quality and whatever. When you actually search, they're like
From
a little
Shein.
subsidiary. Yeah, like they're actually under the same company as freaking Shein, and they pretend to be like a little high end, and they sell like the prices aren't exactly cheap. Also,
Question:
creepy. Some people are so
if
misleading. I hate
Shein
that.
paid you 500,000 pesos, would you do a brand deal?
No. Also, like
I couldn't.
Shein's like has emailed me before, like more than once, and they actually pay a lot. But like, I just wouldn't. That's like one of the brands that I'm not supporting for real. Sorry,
Same.
like I really cannot.
Oh my god, but
Also,
that
I
money
just
would
want
be
to say
nice.
there's this brand, there's this freaking local brand that is pissing me off. Because they literally, no. But it's not even local. But like, they literally copy Hermes bags and change the name. It's literally a copy. Am I gonna say it? Whatever on Instagram, and like they limit their comments pa, so people can't even comment. They literally have like a Birkin, not a dupe, like a replica Birkin, replica Kelly. Then they just change the name, and then they even like run ads. Like they're that shameless.
I honestly think
Like stop. It's I don't know. I'm like offended actually.
whatever. I think anyone that runs like a really like weird Instagram ad, it's bound to be a scam.
Like Instagram.
'Cause why
Can
are you,
Instagram be a
like,
bit more
running-
careful? Like be more like careful with who they accept to like
Let's talk to
run
Mark.
ads. What the F? I'll show you. Oh, not just that. Now they have like Bottega.
Also,
You see?
can I just
Freaking
say
Andiamo bag.
a pet peeve of mine is when very big influencers who have a lot of designer things then post the dupe and be like, you guys should get this dupe.
Look at this.
Talking about you. Bleep. Grabbing a man. No, I just think like, you know what? You don't always need to have like designer things. Like I don't go around being like, I need designer things in my life. Yes, I have a few designer items, but I think it took me a while to be able to afford them, you know, and like you can put together a really good outfit without needing designer items, you know? So I
Yeah.
just think like when I see these big influencers sort of like
Stop promoting dupes. Like, you know what I mean?
promoting dupes, it's just you can find a better quality bag or even one made in the Philippines. Like, hello, there's so many.
There's so
better
many brands
bags
now that are like not designer. Like,
but
there's
are very
something for
good
everyone's
quality.
price range, I think.
and
you don't
I
have
just
to
think
go for a
dupes
dupe.
are like not it.
They're not it. They're never gonna be it.
Okay, bleep this. Fuck that's the dupe of my black
told me
Bottega
about
bag.
that.
But he makes a joke about it. But he doesn't post it.
Yeah.
He's not like, oh, like we went to like the fucking what is it? The Chinese chicken thing near my house. And we both showed up. at the
What's
same
the Chinese chicken thing? Now I'm getting hungry.
No,
that
it's-
sounds yummy.
It's like the Hainanese.
Okay, Hainanese.
What is
I
it
love
called?
Hainanese.
It's like a chain from Singapore. Super good. But we showed up. But he makes a joke. He
Yummy.
doesn't
Kidding.
post. He doesn't be
It
like
doesn't exist anymore. I
new
think.
Bottega, like whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like I know it might seem like all these bags, whatever that we have, or like clothes are all like, oh, it's like because of the brand. No, it's because there's a story behind it. Oh my god. So we were just discussing And Gabbie's gonna end this podcast.
Okay, I started and I will end it. So, you know what? Ending is so weird, you guys, because we always feel like, okay, it obviously should be like a summation of what we talked about, but also we don't want it to sound like a freaking lecture where we're
Girl,
gonna be
just
like
chat
ending
GBT
points,
it if you want.
like what the f.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I feel like parting words. That's literally what we wanted to discuss. You know,
Shop
quality over
sustainably.
quality over quantity.
It's not
Shopping
always,
smart.
it's
You don't
not
always have
always
to
about
shop.
the designer.
Yeah, it's not about designer. It's about shopping smart. Like you can go to all these like fast fashion brands, but if you take the time to go through what's in their store, you're actually gonna find pieces that, you know, like are better than others, like made better or like are not exactly too trendy, but will last longer in your wardrobe. For example, Liam and I had a pull out for a fast fashion brand recently. And if it took us a while, but then you know what I mean? Like we found pieces that actually we would love to have in our closet
Yeah.
that we will continue wearing over
It just
and
took
over.
us 2.5 hours.
But the store is huge. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
pieces that are not going to cut it. Like not made well.
and that's why like
or
we're
too
just
trendy.
just think about your purchases. You know, nowadays, especially in this economy, shit is expensive. And like fashion is a very big part of my life. You know, it like really makes me who I am and it makes me happy and I truly love it. But you have to just make sure that you're spending your money on proper pieces, you know?
Yeah.
And I truly believe like it's all about mixing and matching. Doesn't always have to be expensive. It's the way you carry yourself. And if the clothes fit and they're good quality, that automatically like boosts your stamina. And you're going out of your house being like, I'm gonna fucking kill this day. It's
Yeah.
gonna be so good. You know? So I just think just be intentional. You know? If you're not intentional, well, probably gonna send Gabbie your outfits and be like, that's so bad. Joke. No, we don't do that. We don't do that, guys. But you know, and like you can follow trends, but try to find a way to make it your own, just so that you're not left with 100 furry babies. Like, yeah,
I literally had to stop.
yeah.
I literally had to stop after buying my like.
Do you want to tell people
Fifth,
how much you
sixth
spent
Labubu.
on your last Labubu?
No, I don't want to tell people, but honestly, because it was a secret one, so it was super special. Like it's like one out of like 72 chances.
Yeah, but I
think,
thought
of
no
getting it.
gimmicks
I don't know.
2024.
No, but it's super cute. I don't care.
No, but like you've always sort of been into charms. So it makes sense,
Yeah.
you know, and like you can find other ways to use it. And I'm not saying like don't follow a trend. Just don't do things that you know you won't be able to use like in
in
a year, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's a good thing. Like when
make
you're
the
shopping
trend
for
your
something,
own.
try to imagine yourself, picture yourself wearing it a year from now. And if you
Okay.
can, then go for it. Yay! So that's the end. Guys, I just want to say, can you guys comment on our stuff? No, because like
No hate,
sometimes because
though.
like we want to hear what they actually want to talk
Yeah.
about, what they want to hear. So like I actually love it. I know some of you guys leave comments. Like a lot of you guys were like, let's do K-pop episode. I know we haven't done it yet, but you know, we also want to start to think about how do we approach this? Who do we want to guest for this? You know, we're not just gonna like randomly like, oh, let's set up the mics and cam and just randomly talk about K-pop. But we love
And
hearing that, right?
We're
We love
also
hearing stuff
slowly
like what
running
people
out
want.
of friends that want to do this. So if you have any, you know, we're very,
Give
very, yeah, we're very
suggestions.
open and like,
But
The
having
reason-
said that, like we also have exciting stuff lined up.
no, we have a lot of cool guests coming up, which we've had to bug them a lot, but like the
They're
bugging,
busy.
but the bugging has like paid off. And yeah, we want to make this. I think the whole reason why we started this podcast was to sort of create this community where we felt like on Instagram it was a little more serious and stuff. So like
Yeah.
we want to hear
we
suggestions.
want it to be a bit more interactive.
DM us. Don't DM our podcast Instagram because I don't have that on my phone.
Also, be nice on TikTok.
Yeah. I'm not 40, guys. I'm not even.
I know sometimes
30.
they're also a little mean.
Obviously,
to
that
some of
kept
our
me up at
guests.
night.
They also were a little mean to some of our guests. Okay,
Yeah, don't
we
be
don't
mean.
tolerate that.
You know, we're really trying to like. And the thing is, like, I understand that. Wow, we're just like, I thought we were gonna say bye, but like on TikTok, you only see a little glimpse, and I hope that people.
would actually watch it or like listen
Yeah.
longer before you
Because
like,
obviously it's a
come to
little
a
bit
judgment.
clickbaity, but like, if you have any suggestions,
Yeah, we love hearing it. So yeah.
Bye.